So we're given a system of inequalities here. That just means I have more than one inequality. And they're wanting to know what the graph of this looks like. Okay. If you can graph an equation, you can graph an inequality because it's almost the same thing. One of the differences is with an inequality, if you look at my little note here, if you have a less than or greater than without the line underneath it, remember the line means or equal to. So if there's not a line, then you use a dashed line when you graph it. If it has the line underneath it, then it's a solid line. Okay, so that's the first difference. The second difference is going to be that you have to shade on one side of the line. And if you look at your answer choices here, you can see the shading. I think they gave us, yeah, both of these, or all four of these have the exact same lines. Really, they're just asking us about the shading. Okay, so I just made a little graph over here. We're going to graph this together. So x less than 3, that means it goes through the x-axis at 3. And hopefully you know that this is a vertical line. So to go through the x value of 3 and not go through any y values, that would be a vertical line. So I'm not very good with straight lines, but let's see how I do here. Oh gosh, that was terrible. Sorry. And then this line's going to get shaded either on the left side or the right side. We'll come back to that. And then I have my other inequality here. Y is greater than or equal to -3. That's a horizontal line going through y at -3. Well, that one's better, much better than the other line. And that one gets shaded either above or below. So let's go back to the first one we graphed, x less than 3. So you're either shading on the left or on the right. So what you want to do is test a point and see if it works or not. So an easy point to test is the point 0, 0. So 0, 0 has an x value of 0 and a y value of 0. If I plug in 0 into this, I would have, for x, I would have 0 less than 3. Is that true or not true? Is 0 less than 3? Yes. So that means that the red line is shaded to the left where 0, 0 is. Because 0 is a good point. You could try a different point. So like I could try x is 7, right? So if I plug that in, I would get 7 is less than 3. That's not true. So I know 7 is not a good point. But 0 is. And in fact, you could try any point on the left side and they would all work. So this is shaded on the left over here. All right, so if I look at my answers, A, that line shaded on the left. B, it's shaded on the left and right. That doesn't make any sense. C is shaded on the left. And D is shaded on the left. All right, so we're looking at A, C, or D right now. All right, so let's go to the other one. Y is greater than or equal to -3. So if I plug in 0, so plug in that point again, that test point, I would have 0 is greater than or equal to -3. That is correct. So that is shaded above. So the red line is shaded to the left, the blue line is shaded above, and we're looking for where those shadings overlap. That's going to be this whole section right here. So actually, I'll use a highlighter. That'll look a little nicer. So this whole section and over here, that's the only section that's shaded. And so if we look at our answers, that looks like A. So the answer is A. So that's graphing a system of inequalities. Hopefully that helps. Keep it up. You're getting there. You are mastering the math.